How you doing? Austin Hilton here. In this video, we're going to be talking about NIO. Should you buy or sell NIO stock right now? It's up to you. I'm going to tell you up front, I'm a long-term bull. I own this stock. I'm in it for the long term. I think that this is one of the preeminent blue chip EV stock plays in the entire world, standing right there beside Tesla. Not slamming Tesla. I own Tesla as well. They're different in my opinion, although they are competitors. But NIO is emerging as the company to beat in the Chinese EV space. We're going to go look at their chart. We're going to talk about a NIO stock price prediction, what I think this is going to be in the next 12 months, as well as we're going to look at a piece of news that really lays out some interesting scenarios and cases for why this is a great stock right now. Ultimately, should you buy or should you sell really comes down to your risk tolerance and what type of an investor you are. If you're looking at this from a long-term play, in my opinion, this is a fantastic stock. If you're looking at it short-term, it's a little volatile, moving around a little bit. But again, long-term, I think this is absolutely a fantastic stock. With that said, this video is for entertainment purposes only. Do your own due diligence before you decide to buy any stock. Me, I'm all in. I definitely love this company, love this stock, and love what they're doing. I love that they manufacture cars and they have additional revenue streams. It's all cool. I'm very excited. Every time I do a NIO video, it's cool. I always enjoy it. So my name is Austin Hilton, and again, I'm a 30-plus year investor. So please consider subscribing and become part of my community. I'm building a community here. Would love to have you continue to be here with me because I'll bring you these update videos. With all that said, let's get to it. Let's go see what's going on with NIO right now. Here we go. So you can see currently right now, NIO is trading up a little bit, about 1% up as we speak. And if you look at that, actually having a good day. NASDAQ's up a little bit, obviously not a little bit, a lot. And the Dow's up as well. 6-month chart's one I really like to look at. And it just shows that we've had volatility, to say the least. You know, we had our high here of around $62. We dropped 43% there. We immediately turned back and gained about 30%, immediately dropped about 22%, turned back around, picked up another 12, languished here, dropped about 7% there, had a nice run up there, 19% given back, and now we've given back 13% there, and now we're beginning to go back up. If you're channeling this stock, it's probably really fun. Where you're channeling and where you're looking at channel and you're buying, selling, buying, selling, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I don't channel stocks, but I do know, and I have friends that do that. It definitely seems like a lot of work to me, in my opinion, but hey, it is what it is, and to each his own and her own, right? So ultimately, I think that we're poised to continue to move back up. I think that we've got a scenario where money flowed out of EV. This has happened a couple of times. Look at, we may be coming back as well. But all the news coming out related to NIO and the overall sector, to me, is very bullish. But we don't tend to have a lot of movement in the stocks. Like if you look at Tesla right now, if we add Tesla to this chart and we add XPeng to the chart, what do you see overall? I see, number one, stock charts that are doing what I call shadowing each other. They're basically almost exactly the same exact movements. I mean, look at this dip, this movement up right here, exactly the same thing, and then they immediately gave back on the same day, and so forth and so on. Right, it's starting right here, and they all started trending down, and they're all starting to bounce back up a little bit as we speak. Right, so they're all doing the exact same thing. Anytime I kind of have any worries or doubts about NIO, I tend to look at this. I look at what's going on with the other major players in the market, and I go, all right, everybody is kind of in this similar pattern. Again, I look at NIO long term. I look at it a year plus out. Where is it going to be? What's going to be happening with it? NIO is currently trading right now at $37.21. I think that this is probably a $50 to $60 stock inside of 12 months. Let's go take a look at what the analysts think. Just to kind of get a data point there, the analysts tend to agree with me here. This is a $60 stock. Again, 50 I think is minimum. I think it's 60 plus, could be even higher. That represents, by the way, a 61% upside. Is it going to get to 45 in the near future? Heck yeah. If you're looking at maybe looking at a 30% return or something like that, then okay, split the difference in that scenario. It depends on kind of where your goals are and what you are. Me, I'm going to be a long-term holder of companies that are playing in the EV space, that are the major players in the EV space. That's really what it comes down to, because that is where we are going as a culture. We are moving to EV cars because it is what it is, and that's what we need to do for the climate and for the world and all those kind of things. I think it's a scenario that you see playing out where China is the leader in that. I did a video on that the other day, how China is hands down moving faster than the rest of the world in moving towards EV. Okay, and so you know, and so what does that really mean? That means that NIO, XPeng are poised to continue to massively benefit from a truly massive amount of adoption of EV products and EV cars in China. Tesla as well, right? Because the government is giving they're giving credit allowances, things like that. I forgot what that exact word, but you get my point. They're giving things like that. They're building infrastructure out. They're signing. This is the government signing major deals with like NIO, excuse me, to build infrastructure out, charging stations, all those kind of things. So you've just got a tremendous amount of tailwind pushing NIO and XPeng and as well Tesla in the Chinese market, and then ultimately moving into Europe as well. That's going to continue to bode well. So this is a short-term scenario, I think, where we've got this, really, I call it a sideways pattern. Really, not a lot of movement. Where you've got this kind of sideways pattern. I think this is a short-term problem, maybe a month or two or whatever it is. But I think we'll continue to break out and should be moving forward from there. Okay. So let's continue to have this discussion. So the company did report on new highs in delivery, but we've had some volatility. We know that. I definitely think that NIO is the best EV bet out there. In addition to Tesla, I own Tesla stock. I own XPeng as well. So despite the pandemic, the company, this is NIO, has soared to new highs and achieved strong revenues and deliveries. And again, I think if you're trying to make a decision, should you buy or sell? Again, I can't give you advice straight up, but I'm holding. In fact, I've added some more to my level and continue to add a little bit more as we continue to be in this price range. Okay, so their Q1 results were impressive and show the company's strength in industry. I think it's a strong buy with great potential to grow. I agree with that. Okay, the company's one of the best expanding in the EV industries. Okay, they had great fundamentals. We're going to get into these. Okay. Q1 shows that NIO is far from its peak. We know this. Despite the pandemic and semiconductor shortage, NIO's revenue increased 481% as it compared to the same quarter the previous year. It reported a revenue of 1.21 billion in the quarter. Gross profit reached 237 million, which is a 36% jump from the previous quarter. Okay, went from loss to profit within 1 year. That is not a small feat. Their margins are amazing. I love NIO's margins. Okay, this is what I love. This green paragraph here is a big deal. Okay, so the company's sales are not restricted to EVs. So look, they have additional income coming in. It offers services as battery charging, the battery swap scenario, internet connectivity. Battery charging. I apologize. Battery charging, battery swapping, internet connectivity for the vehicles. Its sales stood at 88 million, which is an increase of 395% from the same quarter previous year. So this is monthly revenue streams. They're charging monthly, and probably charging monthly. They don't even mention access to NIO houses and things like that. There's monthly revenue streams here. Okay, I am a huge fan of monthly revenue streams. Those payments come in every single month, and that's why I love that NIO is selling cars without the batteries, reducing the cost of the car, so it gets more people in the front door, more people buy their cars, and then they're making a lot of money on the backside. NIO is with these monthly revenue streams. Awesome. Okay, company reported a net loss of 48 cents per share, 73% decline in the net loss from the first quarter of 2020. Cash balance was 7.3 billion. The end of March, heavily investing in R&D. I love that. With each new product, NIO is targeting a new user group and has an entire product range that fits all types of customers. I love that they're becoming, let's call it the Ford of China, if you will. Okay, don't slam me for that analogy. You get my point. But they've got a product offerings for all different types of users, right? Fundamentals and delivery numbers proves the company has the ability to scale and meet the growing demand. Yep, cool, love that. They continue to break records in their deliveries. The quarterly deliveries crossed the 20,000 mark for the first time, 20,060, up from 17,353. They have the ability to scale production, and despite the chip shortage in April, they showed a 125% year-over-year growth and delivered 7,100 vehicles. They're entering the European market via Norway. We know that as well. Okay, so the bottom line, look here, they are doing well. They're not stopping. I think. Deliveries between 21 and 22,000 second quarter. That's what we're expecting. Revenue between 1.2 and 1.3. NIO is growing. The deliveries revenue seem achievable. That, of course, will lead to a rise in earnings per share. Here's the only thing that I think gives me pause for concern, and only saying that in pause in the capacity that it feels like everybody is kind of having this wait and see attitude about the entire EV space right now. We've got this scenario right now where there's just not a whole heck of a lot going on in EVs, and I think that's really the only kind of headwind we have in the capacity of all of the EV stocks are not doing great right now. Again, should you buy or sell? I'm a long-term holder. Do what's right for you. But I think this is a stock that's going to continue just to perform well in the long run, and that's how I see it, and that's why I'm very bullish, and I'm in for the long run. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, consider subscribing, become part of my community. Please, please, please drop a like on this video if you got any value out of it whatsoever. Drop in the comments below if you need anything. I'm happy to help in any way I can. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you down the road. Go make some money. See ya.